got me stranded like a branch in the wind. Tell me what you long for. Oh, I want what you want.
WildChild is still in the Bahamas and slowly making her way south. We start this episode in Green Turtle Cay, Bahamas. We're going to go south out the Whale Cut Cays and try to get down to the Foul Cay Marine Dive Park. But looking at the weather, we start the day with a little bit of a front passing through. We have to wait and see what this does. For the kit for Lexi later, so we're leaving Green Turtle Cay Monday, May 6th. I would have shown you video of our time in Green Turtle Cay because it's a wonderful place, but we didn't go to shore. We arrived yesterday, dropped the hook, slept, woke up the next day, and we're leaving again. Okay, prepare to haul the main. Unwrap around the drum. Are we into the wind?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start going. If you remember Season 2, Episode 1, when I was alone on the boat trying to do everything by myself, raising the main is the one thing on this boat that's designed to be done by two people. As the person on the deck at the mast pulls up the main, the person back at the helm takes the slack and secures it around the winch. Doing this alone from the winch only is just way too hard. Okay, let's go. Second person on the helm has to pull up the slack and keep an eye on the instruments to make sure the bow of the boat remains into the wind, because if you start falling off, it'll be really hard to raise the main and it'll get tangled in the running backstays and the lazy jacks. Although I've proven to myself that I can handle WildChild by myself, it's so much easier to raise the main from the mast because there's resistance in all of the blocks bringing it back to the cockpit. It just makes it harder. Hold it. Yeah. You might be tempted to think, well, Lexi, you just have to lubricate the slugs in the mast track. But WildChild actually has a $2,000 Tides Marine bat car system. It slides up smooth and easy. There's very little resistance on it, so it's not a matter of resistance in the sail lugs. You've already seen in Season 2, Episode 1, how hard it is to raise the entire 50 feet of sail luff using just this method alone. Right now I'm only using it to raise the last 8 feet or so when it's too heavy to do from the deck. And of course, because of this YouTube channel, you can see me trying to do all the sailing stuff with one hand while I'm holding a video camera in the other hand so that I can show it to you. Main is up, first reef in. Main is up, first reef in. You can see that the sailing conditions out here today are pretty calm, but I don't want to pull out all of the Jenny. So I'm releasing the furling line and I'm going to control its feed as it unfurls, and the Elena with 2 wraps around the winch drum is going to pull it out, and I'm going to stop it or lock it when I pull out as much sail as I want. And then when it starts coming, then as the Jenny's unfurling, you have to keep the high side Jenny sheet off the deck or it'll get caught up on obstructions on the deck, like the windlass, the jerry cans, or the life raft. As the jenny's unwinding, I see the amount of sail that I want, and bam! I yank it, put it in the lock, double cleat it for safety, and Elena gets the jenny sheet. More wraps around the drum, and now we have to winch it in. She locks it up. I have started preferring to use the small green winch handle. It's a 2-speed drum, and if we go the other direction, it's higher speed, but requires more leverage, and us girls are not strong enough to do it that way. But if we use the smaller handle, and we crank it only clockwise, we're in the high torque, low speed direction, and it's easier for us to manage it. I'm trying to teach Elena to know how to look at the sail, tighten it enough that she gets the correct sail shape for the given wind angle. So WildChild is leaving Green Turtle Cay. We got the boat set up nicely. We're 11 over 5.4, leaving Green Turtle. Headed out for the Whale Cut Cay. And since the boat's set up, we can do that magic of all things. Kill the engine, please. When you're sailing, it's actually like a lovely moment when you get to kill the engine and just hear the wind and the waves. The boat becomes so much more peaceful. Like sailing is kind of a spiritual experience. That's why it's so addictive to so many people. So I know in my earlier videos I took a lot of flack for being serious and grumpy and not happy, but as you're beginning to see, when you have a fabulous crew with you who's fun to be around, I'm actually a lot of fun. And remember yesterday we were singing the German nursery rhyme about letting your duck swim out to the lake, your ducky swim out to the lake? Alina found it on YouTube, so we're going to watch on YouTube the original sort of version of this song, like sung properly in German, and not like by a crazy Canadian captain. People wonder what sailing is really like, so I'm trying to show you. It is the technical stuff of sailing the boat and setting it up, followed by hours and hours and hours of boredom. Time you have to find some way to fill. And isn't singing children's nursery rhymes a lovely way to spend the day? So what does Captain Lexi do while she's sailing? Obviously I sing German nursery rhymes intended for small children. And Alina will not be my chorus backup. She won't sing with me. WildChild's making her way through the Whale Cut. Conditions are really calm. We're lined up for a good passage. You know, we're 10 over 5. 100-degree wind angle. We'll switch to a run. The seas are calm. Although I sail in the open ocean often and I know how to handle myself, you have to choose your weather window for the Whale Cut Cays carefully, because they can develop something known as a rage. And the crew is calm, and the captain is calm. Not as hyper as yesterday. Yesterday I was pretty hyper. Just got so restless. You have to think about it. The outside Atlantic Ocean has been traveling ever since Europe. It's a long distance and it's thousands of feet deep. Then, if it's wavy out there and there's a fair-sized swell, it comes up to the Bahama bank and it slams into these underwater reefs and sandbars and rocks. And it just raises into the air in every crazy random direction, and it can just absolutely wreck your ship. So it's best just to cross the Whale Cut Cays when the outside ocean is calm. So WildChild has just come out the Whale Cut, and these sailors get the Lexi stamp of approval. However, these sailors do not get the Lexi stamp of approval. Not real sailors, just pretend sailors. But it's a charter cat, so they always just motor because they're lazy. So WildChild's coming back in the Whale Cut, the east cut near Lily Cay. And the problem with the channel is these used to be poles, like sticking in the water, and then the poles are broken off a couple feet below the surface, or just below the surface. They're broken off, and now they're like spears, and they really want to spear your boat. And nobody wants to spear a hole through the bottom of their boat or run into a spear. So we're navigating kind of blind. So one of the things that we do is Alina is on the Navionics, the updated Navionics on the tablet, and she's also watching our track to watch us as we approach. So this red and green are no longer there. They are broken poles under the water like spears. They're sheared off. So we got to make sure we kind of split the distance, and this is like active captain notes saying, like, be careful you don't hit, name of the channel, be careful that you don't hit the spears, like, they're dangerous. So we have Alina is doing backup navigating on the tablet while I'm watching on the main chart plotter, and the two don't agree on our GPS position. You can see this one says I'm closer to the red side, and this one says that I'm closer to the green side. So where exactly are these poles and where exactly is the channel? Well, we don't really know. So our depth is good, our forward scan is happy, our speed is good, our wind angle is good. But I don't know, I always find it nervous to be going. I'm coming like 2 degrees to port, can I? If I go 2 degrees to port? Okay. So I always find it nervous, like I'm just not familiar with the area. I haven't been here, 500 times. I've been through here 3 times. This is my 3rd time through, I think. So sometimes you see powerboats kind of flying through the key at like full speed. Maybe they're more familiar with the area, maybe they know exactly where the poles are. Maybe the poles aren't there anymore, like maybe they know that, but we don't know that. And there are caution notes on the Navionics for exactly this, like be careful broken poles just below the surface. Whether they're there or not, we don't really know, but it's impossible to see them and very dangerous if you hit them. And whether they're there or not, we don't know, but we have to assume that if Navionics has notes saying be careful of the broken poles, broken just below the waterline, we're going to take it seriously. Like, we're going to stay as middle of the channel as we possibly can. So here, you can see the warning on the chart plotter. Broken post obstruction. And that post isn't there either anymore. So if Navionics is warning you that there's a broken post obstruction, that's pretty dangerous. But WildChild makes it safely through the Key Cut passage with her cautious captain. And as we come inside, we're greeted by this sight off the island, and I think it's hilarious.
Rich people, what are you going to do with them? This $10 million yacht has a water slide on the side of it. How funny is that?
You can tell that we're approaching Walker's Cay, Bahamas, which is the playground of the wealthy